So I don't know if y'all can hear me very well or do anything like that, but I decided I was going to go ahead and do everything I could to be able to make me my little podcast, at least start it. I've had a dream, a vision, and now I've got a stomach tube feeding me. And it gives me a lot of energy and all that stuff, but there's a lot of things in my mind that go through my mind that are really pressing for me. I'm in Tunis, Tunisia, and there's a great deal of struggle that I'm going through. And the one thing that I can tell you that is keeping me going is food. Although I cannot physically eat food, I physically cannot do much with food. I try my best to chew and to exercise and to have my little how do you say, to have my yogurts and stuff like that. But the joy that I get in cooking food is even greater than the joy that I have in tasting food. The joy that I have in seeing food just make people melt. And that is a joy that my cousin Gloria had. And you know what? I am going to continue her legacy. This is not the inaugural podcast. This is just something that I'm doing at the very beginning, just to kind of explain where I am. I am actually in what will soon be a studio, hopefully soon. There's a lot of process here, and I'm going to show you that we have to do before. See that? That is the third floor up there. That is supposed to be a skylight. This is the third. I'm on the second floor. That right above me is the third floor. Well, in this part of the world, this is the first floor. That's the second floor. And then the real first floor in America, we would call that, here they call that the ground floor. Sorry, excuse me. Anyway, I am working with a series of friends and, some patrons that are helping me to get this up and running, to get this up off the ground, to be able to not only help me. This is going to be a non-profit organization that will help the hungry, help the those that are worse off than I am. I mean, man, I thought I had it bad until I started walking the streets of Tunisia, and started walking the streets of small town Tunisia. And there are people who still use horse and buggy. They don't own a car. I will upload videos about that, and so many different things going on. So many different things. You'll have to excuse me. I get very, very tired very quickly because I'm not eating like I normally eat. I'm pretty much just on liquids, and I keep my hydration. They want me to keep swallowing, even though I can put it on the thing, but they want me to keep exercising my throat. Excuse me. Anyway, I have problems swallowing water. So anyway, excuse me. I wanted you to be able to see this because this is the dream. We're gonna be going to a new place. I'm going to be recording podcasts. I'm going to be interviewing people. Then is where I will get the podcast up and running. This is just, an intro to everything. I want people to see and understand where I'm going. I still suffer from seizures. I still suffer from all of these different ailments. I am severely diabetic. There ain't no medicine here. I'm struggling with depression. I'm struggling with, severe anxiety. I'm worried about the situation back at home. I'm trying to get my life back together and trying to get my life back into America. For those of you who are very close to me and understand my situation, you understand where I'm coming from. It is not easy. Literally every ounce of my resources has been liquidated, including the loss of my own home, because of the fact that I had an unfortunate event happen in my life where, yes, it had to do with immigration, and part of my, family left, and not left voluntarily, but left involuntarily, forcibly, even while we were in the process. So that being said, that's about as much of that conversation I'm going to have to that extent. Right now, the focus is getting our life back on track, getting everything back up and running again. Keep it in mind, the message is, food has something to help us through. I am going through something so tremendously difficult, and food has been my therapy, and this also is going to serve as my therapy too, because there ain't much therapy out here in Tunisia. I'm truly honest with you. There is not much going on up in this country in regards to that. Maybe there is. I just have not been able to find it. But in the sense of growing this podcast and growing this whole entire network, not just Avenue 80, not just the culinary transcendent podcast. Not just, being able to speak positivity, getting people out of dependence. You can cook, you can do all these things. I love Ratatouille's, that little book from Ratatouille. It says, you can cook, or something to that nature. You can do anything. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything. And I am going to use this as proof to tell people that you can do anything. If you can dream it, Walt Disney said you can do it. Now, I'm going to, for the sake of making this open to everybody, I'm going to do the best that I can to keep this religious and spiritually neutral. I don't want people to say, oh, you this, you that. No. I want you to know that you have the capacity within you to be able to do anything and everything you want to do. Don't you dare depend on nobody. Don't you dare use that language. If the Lord willing and the creek don't rise, don't you dare ever even attempt to say, well, maybe next week, next month, or you know what, when my situation gets a little better. Don't you do it, because let me tell you something. Because of your procrastination, you're going to find yourself in the same mess that you will have been placed yourself in. Do you understand this? Look at where I am. Look at the middle of, I'm in the middle of what would be literally hell in American terms. But if you have a vision, if you have a dream, you have the capacity as a human being to make things happen. There is a lot of people out there that have created things from nothing. One of my favorite analogies that I love to use is Thomas Edison. That man was told, you failed over 3,000 times at making the light bulb. And the man replied, no, I found over, and I may be giving the number wrong, he said, I found X number of times not how to make a light bulb. You know, there are so many examples of so many different people. Isaac Newton, you know, I can go on and on and on and on and on. Inventors, you know, Ford and his and what we would call his Lizzie, the Model T Ford. You know, all of these different things that have literally and truly, you know, made life so much better came from a dream, but not only a dream, but it came from a person who put action behind the dream, and that action created a reaction into their life, into the present. No, I'm not talking about no universe. I'm not talking about, oh, you know, Mercury, right? None of that. I'm going to say it, bullshit. None of that mess is relevant to you. You are the one who gets up in the morning, puts your coffee, and gets yourself up to work. You know what? When you're hungry, you don't say, well, let me start manifesting a hamburger. No. If you're hungry enough, you're going to make you something to eat. And if you willing, you will get up and go and find you something to eat. If you got the money, you're going to go through the drive-thru. That same mentality that you have it for the small things. Let me tell you something. If you're going to take a dump, you're going to do anything and everything you can to wipe and make yourself clean. You don't say, well, you know what, I'm going to try it later. Let me just see what it's like just to be dirty. You know what, you've been dirty your whole baby childhood life. People have had to change your diapers. But let me tell you something, baby. Today is your day that you are getting off of the potty trained toilet. You are getting away from the pull-ups and the potty trained diapers, and you're going to put on your big boy pants and your big girl panties, and you're going to get yourself on track to walk upright, walk on both your crooked, no arch, flat-footed, bunion-ridden feet. You can complain all you want. Well, the day that I can go and start this and that, I'll maybe do it. Or maybe the presidential or whatever the case, politics. It doesn't matter what's going on. Look at my situation. I'm literally below the low. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm literally below the low. So when you find yourself willing to be able to get up and out of the situation, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're underwater, you're going to kick and find your way to take a breath. That same drive, that same motivation, if you got enough willingness to live, you got that willingness to breathe, you can do anything. The body, if you can push it hard enough, if you can push it. Now, I know my situation and I know my limits. I know my situation, I know my limits, but I can draw from those around me. If I can't do something, if I can't walk very far, if I can't get up and do very much, if I can't, like right now, I'm sitting down because I can't walk around right now. But you know what? I'm still doing it. Whatever I cannot do, I can find someone voluntarily to get up and help me do it. If I am moving in the direction I need to go to, I am not going to stand there and walk in place. Do you hear what I'm saying, folks? Do not stand there walking in place. You say, yeah, I'm moving. Inertia is the worst thing. It is the killer of dreams. Let me tell you something, and let me tell you a reason why. Inertia may seem like you're doing something towards your dream, but you ain't getting nowhere but just picking your feet up and down. Y'all didn't hear what I was saying. People need to realize that you have got to move forward. You have got to move forward. And sometimes it takes pressure. You know, when a plane is taking off, there is a great deal of pressure. The plane itself could literally shatter on its way up, but it has to build pressure to go ahead and take off and be at a level plane flying field. I don't know if I'm even saying this right, but let me tell you something. Once you pass that pressure, you're going to see yourself gliding through to your destination. Your destiny is just on the other side of that pressure. All you got to do is just hold on. Don't buckle. Don't let in. Don't let the naysayers and the oh, you can't do it, and I don't know how you can do it, and it's not possible. If you got a whole bunch of those negative Nancy's and I can't Annie's and irritated Imas and all these good for nothings, get them out of your life, get them out of your way. And get yourself some new friends. Surround yourself with books. If you can't have friends, you find yourself some friends that may have died, that have written literature. You start reading what they're saying. Read some Norman Vincent Peale. Read some Napoleon Hill. Read some Emma Curtis Hopkins. Read some Neville Goddard. Read some Reverend Ike. Do whatever you got to, baby, but get away from that organized religion. Get away from that nonsense. Get away from those things that say, I have to be dependent on somebody, something, a spiritual, whatever. I don't care what it is. You do not need to be dependent. Today is your Independence Day. Let me mark my words. Today is the day you can get up off that thing. As James Brown said, and dance, and you'll feel better. So you've got to be able to do what you can to get up, move, and move forward. I'm going to make these videos. Real soon, I'm going to be cooking right there, and I'm going to be continuing the legacy that my cousin Gloria left me. This was the time. She used to sit me down on her table every time I would go and visit her, and I was having a hard time. I was either struggling with school, I was struggling, we all struggle. Parents, brothers, sisters, whatever the struggle. There's a struggle. We all got a struggle. We all have a struggle. But I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't take much for you to be able to get yourself out of that mentality. If you're sitting within the four corners of a place that is giving you a struggle, get up, stand up, and walk. As I said, get up off of that thing and go on. Go on. Go on. Let that be my message. Get up off of that thing. You know what? That's the gospel according to James Brown. I am telling you right now, no matter what you are going through, I want you to know that you will overcome, because if you can strum up enough energy to get to the drive-thru and buy you a 2-piece and a biscuit, you've got the energy to be able to drive yourself through onto your destiny, to your dream. You do not need to be dependent on nobody. I'm going to pray about it. You know what? Let me tell you something. You can pray all day, do everything all day, but if you really want to get spiritual, life is not built on you just staying stagnant. Faith without action is dead. If you want to go through that realm of religiosity, I can step into that world too, but I choose not to, because I want this to be open and inclusive to everybody. Gloria was a woman who believed in every single person. She didn't care where you came from. She didn't care what you looked like. She didn't care what you sounded like. She didn't care how you walked, how you talked. She met you right where you were, and she fed you, not just literally, but she placed in your heart, a message of hope. She could have done so much more, and she used to say, I'm overweight, I can't walk, but I can't do this. But man, did she implant in me a seed right now. And I'm telling you right now, yes, I am complacent that I cannot do much and walk. Yes, I am complacent that, yes, I run out of breath. But I don't let that thing stop me. I keep moving forward. I keep moving forward. I keep moving forward. And I say it again, I keep moving forward, and I ain't going to stop. I'm not going to stop till I get enough. Because you know what? Papa's got a brand new bag. I'm going to get myself up, and I'm going to go out, and I'm going to move in ways you ain't seen me move before. I may be sick. I may be down and out. I may be, rolling in the dust. I may be below the lowest of the low. I may be beyond the threshing floor, down on the ground. I've hit the mantle where no longer the crust of the earth, is there. I have forces that are coming up against me, and you know what? It doesn't matter what's coming up at me, as long as I can focus on what I need to do. And if things are working on the back end, I'm not going to focus on the things that are already working. I'm going to focus on what I need to do moving forward to get me over into my next destiny. I'm not going to let my lack of me being able to chew, to walk, to do anything. If I got a voice, I've got a message. And let me tell you something, today is your day. Today is my day. Every day that you get up saying, I'm going to make my dream come true. You write it down, you look at it, you look at your vision, and you see it, and then you write your mission. This is my mission. My mission is to go here, to do this, to do that, and let that be your guide to get you to your vision, to where you go. And as my brother, the late Right Reverend Grant Len Ford used to say, and you know what? That's the truth. And that's how I'm going to sign off today. You have a beautiful day. As tired as I am, and as hard as this day has been, I'm going to stand strong on that truth. I don't need to be dependent. I am strong. I hate to say this, because even though I'm tired and I'm weak, but I've got the energy to move forward, and I will stand strong, and I will make everything that I desire come to pass, no matter what. Thank you, everyone, for your support, for watching me, and for keeping me encouraged. I hadn't posted for a long time because I became severely depressed. But you know what? I decided to I remembered what my cousin Gloria said, and I know I started ranting. I'm like a Baptist preacher. I just said, I'm getting ready to close, but I can't close. You know what? I remember calling Gloria and telling Gloria all the problems that I was having. I used to tell her all the time, these are my problems, these are my issues. And she said, well, let me sit down. Let's look at it. Let's analyze it. What's keeping you from getting up and doing it? Well, this, that, and the other. No. What's keeping you from doing it? But I can't. She said, that's not enough to keep you. The only thing that can keep you from doing this is death. Because once you dead and gone, you cannot function. So life is what can keep you, or lack of life, I should say, is what can keep you from getting into your destiny. Bishop Ford used to say, life is an acronym. It means you're living in full expression. Oh, I love that. I am living in full expression. I am living in full expression. I am living in full expression. I am walking right, talking right, living right, doing right, because I am not dependent on what day it is. I'm not dependent on the rain. I'm not dependent on my excuses. I'm no longer gonna let excuses dictate my outcomes and dictate where I need to go and what my dreams are. Get out of that mentality, and together we're going to make it out of this place. I'm gonna grow, and as I grow, you're gonna grow with me. So let's grow together, and keep in mind again, everything that we learned today, just know that it's all the truth.